This episode of Another Great Day is brought to you by...
Another great day of the podcast. We're back, baby.
Wait. By us?
Yeah, we're bringing ourselves back. You ever heard pull yourselves up by the bootstraps?
This episode is brought to you by you? No, us.
This episode of our podcast is brought to you by us, the podcast you're listening to.
we bring ourselves.
Yes. Welcome. It is Monday, October 2nd, 2023. And if you're wondering what that sound is, that's the sound of Chris Taylor and Aaron Power coming at you live and in living color, 64 bits of sound. Raise your hand if you guys know what bits are. Yeah, probably not too many of you. Chris and I are in our mid to late 30s, so bits were a big deal when we were kids. NES was 8-bit. Sega was 16-bit.
I had a little bit of a cake earlier.
A bit. I once got bit by a bug. Anyways, guys, we've been gone for a while. I hope you had a great summer. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Chris, did you do anything fun this summer?
Fun on Friday. Yes, I went on a trip to a foreign country called France with my family. We worked at a summer camp in the Alps. It was very fun.
That's awesome. And you were doing something specific there. You guys were helping relieve some of the workers there, right?
Yeah, so at the camp, my wife specifically was doing the cooking for the camp. The main cook had to be relieved or got to be relieved. And by Shannon, my wife, she got to cook 2 3-course meals a day.
Oh, that's awesome. Did you do any Texas recipes? Did you bring any generic Texas or generic United States cuisines to the camp?
The campers are mostly French or European people.
Oh, cool.
And one of the reasons they come is they know that Americans will be at this camp. It's an English learning language camp as well as a Christian Jesus gospel camp.
Woohoo.
And they come because they know Americans will be there who speak English and can practice English. Also, Americans bring some of their things with them. Like we brought 5 pounds of pinto beans, which are not available in Europe.
Whoa.
Maybe through a special order, but I carried them in my bag, and also tortillas.
Whoa.
And we had tacos with refried beans.
Wow.
It was delicious. Pulled pork tacos, very Tex-Mex style.
I want that right now. Let's pretend this is a French camp. Will you please make me a taco?
Luckily,
soon as we're done.
Right over here, we have bad descriptions of how to cook tacos.
Well, it's that time, everybody. Bad descriptions of tacos. Well, so speaking of bad descriptions, we're actually going to introduce a new segment. P.S. everybody, if this seems a little unscripted, it's because it is. We decided we wanted to get back into back in the saddle, get back up on the horse, and get this thing running again. And so we decided we're going to go a little loosey-goosey this time, and hopefully you're enjoying it. We might go back to being scripted. Let us know what you think.
We planned this episode to be unplanned.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
We actually spent time planning on how to make it less planned.
How do type A people not plan for things?
Yeah.
This is the lesson. So we're doing a new segment today. We just came up with this one. It's called Bad Movie Descriptions. One of us is going to describe a movie poorly, and the other one's going to try to guess it. So you guys can play along in your car as well.
All right. This is a Disney movie. This is for you, Aaron. You ready?
Okay.
2 sisters have different opinions and methods on how to make snow cones.
Frozen. All day. Am I right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding. All right, here we go. This bug really messes up a guy's day.
Oh, a bug. Is this what's the theme? Is this Disney also, or is it something else?
It's a superhero movie. Kind of gives it away.
Well, Ant-Man.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay, a bug. Oh, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yes. Different bug. Yeah. Messes up his day, it enhances his day.
Well, I mean, he wasn't planning for it. He got pretty sick.
First day was pretty rough for him.
Yeah, messed up his day.
Ye old Peter Parker.
Yes. My man. You want to go for another one?
All right. Another Disney-themed one here.
All right, kids, listen up.
A man and a boy make friends with dogs and a bird near a cliff.
A man and a boy make friends with a dog.
At first, it's one dog, and then it's many dogs.
101 Dalmatians?
Ooh, that's a good guess. But they're near a cliff.
Oh, but they're near a cliff. Oh, golly. This is hard. This is a Disney movie?
This is a Disney Pixar.
Up.
Up.
Oh, man. That was hard. I don't know why I kept thinking of like Emperor's New Groove, but there's no
well, there's
dogs.
cliffs. No. Maybe the same cliff.
Yeah, there is a cliff. Okay, ready? Here we go.
Is there a theme?
The theme is it's not a Disney movie.
Okay.
All right. A guy finds his dad and is bummed out about it.
Star Wars.
Yep, nailed it.
Man.
And that will conclude Bad Movie Descriptions. We hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's get going.
No!
It can't be. All right. On this day in history, October 2nd, not in 2023, back in the olden days, in 1950, the comic strip Peanuts was published for the first time. Charles M. Schultz comic strip Peanuts was printed for the first time in 9 newspapers across the United States. So Charlie Brown, Snoopy, Woodstock, Lucy, Pigpen, Linus, Schroeder, Marcy.
And then later, Vince Guaraldi gave us the greatest Christmas songs of all time.
Oh, man. Those were some really good Christmas specials. Shout out to the Peanuts. So that's this day in history. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Today, we're going to discuss a question of the day. So we used to do this a lot back in the olden days. So here's the question of the day. If you had the choice of having cheese for hands or hot dogs for feet, what would you choose and why? Chris, do you have a thought?
Cheese for hands or hot dogs for feet?
Yep.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Try to be practical. I challenge you.
Oh, no. Hot dog for feet. Well, okay. So let's see here. There are many different kinds of cheeses.
Okay. Yes, that's true.
Since this is very broad and outlandish.
There's baby cheeses.
I'm going to narrow this down into an extremely hard cheese like a Parmesan or a Gouda or something.
Ooh, okay. All right, so you'd rather have Gouda hands.
Gouda hands.
So this guy is a Gouda with his hands.
And so then, but the hard part about having edible body parts is that you probably eventually they just fall off or part and you eat them or something. Or
yeah,
it's
or
just cheese.
You give them to somebody who's hungry, maybe.
You could. This is a metaphor for how Jesus calls us to give away ourselves.
That's right.
And sacrifice.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you're bringing it back home, my man. Well, I'm gonna go with hot dogs for feet. So,
where'd this metaphor go?
I don't have a spiritual metaphor for this one. But I was just thinking, you might be able, if they were like, I don't know, if you spend enough time and they got really hard, maybe, like the bread got really stale, it would be like a lot easier to walk around. And maybe you could float a little bit until the bread soaked in the water. And the hot dog would be a great life raft if you ever, fell into a pond.
a koi pond.
Yes, and that will do it for Question of the Day. We hope you enjoyed that. All right. Well, we're going to land the plane here. It's a spaceship, not a boat. And we're going to go through our proverb of the day. So looking back at our sheet here, hold please. We last spent some time in Proverbs 23, 22 through 25. So I'm going to look this up real quick. Proverbs 23, 22 through 25. Cool. All right, Chris, you want to read this one out to us? Just one verse right there. This is the NLT version.
So give your father and mother joy. May she who gave you birth be happy.
All right. I like that verse. That is a good verse. All right, everybody. Well, we hope you enjoyed that, got a little wisdom. That's going to bring it to the end today. So we'll wrap things up for the week. Let's hit the music and call it a day, Chris.
Ba-ba-boop-ba-doop-bop.
All right. Our mission here, guys, I am going to read this. Our mission here is to encourage interaction, creativity, and conversation. So do that, and we'll be back with a possibly more scripted version soon.
Another great
Day!
All right, we were recording. Yeah.
Prove it.
You can come look at the
Just kidding.
WAV file. I'm going to the document. I have found the document.
Did you look at the document?
I'm looking at the document.
Perfect.
I'm trying to keep my mouth near the microphone.
Me too. I didn't do a great job earlier, but I'll do a great job now.
Today's episode is brought to you by
Pina coladas. If you like them, you got a friend. I don't know.
All right. Today's episode is brought to you by
Small feet. You don't need big shoes.
I feel like I'm squeezing things out of you. You're like, oh, this thing. Is this how you want to begin the show?
Yeah, I think I do. Are we really starting?
I mean, we're recording.
All right. Hold on.
Shape.
All right, we got to think of a fake sponsor. That's a thing that does require prep.
A lot of these things require prep.
Let's just do it. Well, let's be brought to you by us. We're back. How about that?
All right, sounds good.
Cool.
Would you say that you're a roller coaster tycoon?
I would say I'm a roller toaster. I'm a toaster with wheels.
A roller toaster.
Well, that's actually funny because the roller coaster is called the bread maker, and all of the carts look like toasters. So it is technically a roller toaster.
Wait, what? Where did the origin of the bread maker, like money maker?
Oh, have you never heard of... Sit down, Chris. I'm going to tell you, kids, this is the story of the bread maker. Once upon a time, in ancient Finland,
What?
there was a man, and he once dropped a piece of bread down the well, and it fell down the well. When it landed, it made a clinking sound, which if you've ever dropped bread, it shouldn't sound like metal hitting the ground. Well, what happened was it hit a crank, and that crank was attached to a magic tree that was nearby. The tree opened its eyes and said, "Who has awakened me from my ancient slumber?" And the man turned around and said, "It is I. I dropped my bread." And he said, "From now on, you shall be known as bread maker. Go, and everything you touch shall turn to bread."
Nope.
And so that's the story of the ancient Finnish story of the bread maker.
Roller coaster bread makers.
And that's how we designed the roller coaster base off of that. But it got torn down to make way for the Superman ride at Six Flags.
The end.